cache your toys in the basement, and if you get too far inside, you'll find you came out where you went in. So tuck the kids in safe tonight, and shut the eyes in the cupboard. I am the weapon that you needed. Keep an eye out for the neighbours. Anywhere you turn, I'll be there. Open your skull, I'll be there, climbing up the walls. I am the club and a carving knife. We are friends till we die. You should not walk alone at night. You must show me your care. In the time when the lights go out, I am her face when she sleeps. I can't remember how it happened. 15 blows to the brain. I am the face on the news. I will strike I will strike any time. I will knock 15 times. I have the smell of a local man. I can strike any time. I am the pig in the ice in the quiet country lanes. I am the newspaper round. I am the eyes in the cupboard. I am the creak in the floorboards. I am the crack of the hammer. Overhead power lines. I am the old frightened. I am the years evaporating. Evaporating. Thanks, Dad.
Huh? Right, should we do, yeah, we'll do the job first. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's completely wrong. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going, chat? Happy birthday, OK Computer. This album was released in Japan 28 years ago today. It wouldn't get released in, Western markets until a little bit later. I'm trying to pull up the exact dates. I know in Europe it was sometime in June, like the middle of June. And in the US it was July 1st. But, 2025 marks 28 years since this album came out. And I think to, commemorate its release, we would chill out today and listen to the full thing in its entirety. We'll probably get into like the OK Not OK, second disc, all the B-sides and stuff too. And, if we still want more after that, there's so much extra shit with this album to get into, we could occupy a pretty long stream with this. You got the OK Not OK cassette, that OK Outtakes fan compilation I was playing earlier. Then of course the mini discs that got leaked, like 18 hours worth of OK Computer studio sessions. We won't get into all of that obviously, but there's highlights in there, we could probably dig into. But the reason why I wanted to celebrate this album in particular is because not only is it my favorite Radiohead album, but also my favorite album of all time. I like this album a lot, You've probably heard me say that a few times last stream, but would be good. I think it's good to make that known again for this stream. Wanted to carry on the momentum a bit more from last stream, so I was kind of like figuring out what to do today, like for today's stream, and I saw that it was the anniversary release. And I was like, oh, okay, that's perfect. So yeah, without further ado, I think we should get into this. We'll listen to the whole album in full. I also got the Wikipedia page and Citizen Insane's pages for each song. So after each song ends, I'll look through this and we'll say some cool trivia about each song and just kind of chill out and have some fun. So let me get this set up real quick. And yeah, OK Computer, track 1, Airbag. What a great fucking start. What a great riff. Let me know, by the way, if the songs are too loud or if I'm too loud or anything. I love the tremolo picked guitar in this part. In the right channel. What a way to kick things off, am I right? The fucking drums in this song are amazing. And all the filter effects, you know, add such a unique, like, tone to this song. So many little details in the production. Yeah, Jay Schlatt's a pretty big fan of this album. Yeah, Greek Schmeek, he used to have a series analyzing each song from it. I saw a few of those videos, I thought they were pretty cool. I fucking love this part. And when everything comes back in. The really fucked up filtered guitars. Dude, this song, so fucking good. You know, it's probably grating to some people, but that really high-pitched squeak you could hear just a bit ago, I think that's a cool effect. So yeah, that was Airbag. You know, brilliant way to start off the album. I saw a lot of you guys in chat saying it was some of your favorite songs off the album. I saw in here, let me find the message. Radio Tool asked, when will I answer the Q&A? Talking about the what's your favorite song off of OK Computer question. That's the next song, Paranoid Android. That's not only my favorite song off this album, but my favorite Radiohead song ever. But Airbag is just brilliant. You know, it it initially premiered in October 28th, 1995. Tom and Johnny played it, and it used to have the working title of "An Airbag Saved My Life." Kind of a tongue-in-cheek pun on the "Last night a DJ saved my life."
Okay, we can do Airbag.
Here's
Cool.
shit, my bad. Here's a little bit of that early version.
I've got the words down here in front of me. This is called "An Airbag Saved My Life."
Had some different lyrics too.
I found in an AA magazine.
Like you do.
Yeah, well, you know, comes through the post.
Oh, Radio Tool. I didn't even notice that you guys could submit your own questions in the Q&A. You know, I'll probably get to these later, just to, you know, not veer too far off topic. Hey DSM Chip, it's cool to see you here. Hey Bubba Eggs, Vader Boy, Garawa, you know. Hi to everybody who stopped by, thanks for coming to the stream. I wasn't paying too much attention to the Citizen Insane page while I was listening to the song because I was too focused on how fucking great the song is, but I just want to pay some quick attention to the drums in the song, which is probably like my favorite part of Airbag. They're sampled. Phil played them, but they sampled them and split them up like a DJ Shadow song. They were trying to impersonate DJ Shadow. And then they just put the drums through some guitar pedal effects. And that's why they have that really cool sound. I can't remember the name of the exact pedal, but Johnny had this envelope filter pedal, which gives it that really weird, funky sound. You can hear it a lot throughout this album. And it sounds awesome. It's to me, that's like one of the album's most distinct traits, that envelope filter sound. And yeah, this early version, you know, it's cool. Some different lyrics, but I feel like they would improve upon it a lot more in the studio version. Next up, we got Paranoid Android. Hold on, let me get this back real quick. Yeah, DSM Chip, you should listen to Introducing someday. It's a phenomenal album. Vader Boy, unborn chicken voices sound yucky. Yeah, this album does, or this song in particular, has some pretty zany lyrics. Another that comes to mind is Kicking, Squealing, Gucci Little Piggy. Yep, he's not working. Reach Meek. Lyrics sound like someone going insane. Yeah, that's just part of its charm over the course of the song. This song kind of does have a like a gradual descent to it. I know I don't gotta get into like the bare bones trivia, like surely everyone here has listened to Paranoid Android, but you know, it's got those 3 different segments. This is the second one right now. And that just adds to this song's, you know, greatness. It's a lot like Day in the Life by the Beatles. I never noticed this for so long, but this part right here transitions so seamlessly into 7/8. Kind of crazy. And then Johnny, of course, has his incredible solos in this song. The guitar playing is just fantastic. And this segment right here, the third segment, is probably what cemented it as my favorite song, or favorite Radiohead song of all time. I think this choir section is just fucking awesome. I'm kind of a sucker for choirs, so I think that adds to it a bit. Vader Boy, I have my OK Computer CD with the lyric booklet, so I'm prepared. Me too. Well, I have the OK Not OK deluxe box set, and I have Tom's journal sitting on my desk right now. They're not opened, but you know, a little desk decor. You know, you got Tom's journal and stuff. Halsey Evergreen, it's their Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah, it is pretty similar to that song. And this lyric is just so cool. It fits it so perfectly. Rain down from a great height. Yeah, DSM Chip, I can hear that too. It has some parallels to Happiness is a Warm Gun, you know, by the Beatles. Same with Karma Police 2, another song on White Album. That, Sexy Sadie. They used the chord progression on that song for Karma Police. What a cool part. The lyrics in that part are so fucking cool. And then, you know, Johnny's second solo here. Amazing way to end this song. You can really hear the envelope filter in his guitar here. Gives it that kind of wow sound. I wanted to get into this earlier. This is just kind of a, you know, small little thing. But I'm not sure how many people know about this. I was talking on the Smile Discord about it a little bit. In original pressings of the album on CD and physical formats, you can hear these 4 beeps at the end of Airbag that lead into Paranoid Android. right here. And not a lot of people know this. They're more familiar with the song on streaming services like Spotify. Those 4 beeps were changed to the start of Paranoid Android, so here's me playing that song on Spotify. Do it again because it was a little quiet. But yeah, that's all I really had to say about that. I just think it's funny that they separated it. I remember listening to Paranoid Android for the first time on Spotify and wondering why those beeps were there. Dylan saying that the 4 beeps in Airbag are in OK Not OK. The 2017 remastered version on Spotify gets rid of them at the start. Yeah, that probably sounds about right. I think it's about that time frame where I noticed it. But yeah, I just think that's a funny little thing to change. Yeah. But anyways, Paranoid Android. This song went through a couple of iterations. You know, it says here, obviously, we were talking about it earlier, but Happiness is a Warm Gun is a big inspiration for it, as well as the Pixies and Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. Here's an early sketch from the OK Not OK cassette. The first segment of the song. Yeah, Bubba Dags, you say in chat, I like the 4 beeps better only on Paranoid Android. Gets me excited when I shuffle my playlist. I agree. I think for streaming services at least, you know, there's so much more playlist oriented kind of. I think it's a good, fits having those beeps at the start of that song. DSM Chip. I remember hearing an early band rehearsal where one of the lines is changed to something about chicken killers. Yeah, the lyrics on this song got changed a lot, you know, throughout all the different versions that are out there. I remember it's showing it on Citizen Insane here, the when they were touring in support of Alanis Morissette. I remember it's not linked in Citizen Insane, but I remember watching that performance, and in that version, Tom uses the R slur, which I thought was pretty funny, and makes me wonder, you know, what it would be like if the song was released with that lyric. Another notable thing about Paranoid Android is that the third segment of the song, the Rain Down segment, went on for a little bit longer than the final version. It didn't have the cut back to Johnny's guitar solos, and instead there was a really long organ outro. This is kind of a rough recording. I can look up on YouTube real quick. You know, that organ outro. DSM Chip, I love hearing the different organ jam versions. They sound really good. Garawa, I love the organ. It sounds so good. I agree. I think the organ is a really good fit for this song. And, you know, I'm not complaining too hard that it wasn't in the final version. I still think it sounds great, but I like hearing this version too. Yeah, DSM Chip. I love hearing the first part's riff again. It's such an earworm. Ties it all together. Yeah, it's a really good callback. Really doomy. Pretty bleak way to end the song. But I feel like that would make it transitioning into Subterranean, Homesick Alien all that much funnier. Crystal, organ is good. I think the final is better though. Thankfully, we live in a world with both. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. You know, I prefer the final, but it's cool that we can hear this too. George 1717. I heard someone say that the last beep is actually Tom singing it, but I've never been able to hear it. Is that a real thing on any version? You know, I've heard about that too. I've tried listening for that. I can't really hear it. I don't know if I'm just deaf or what, but I've heard something similar. Kid Amnesia, oh my god, how have I not heard this before? They were obsessed with that damn organ during OK Computer. Yeah, it sounds awesome, honestly. But yeah, I think that's about all I have to say about Paranoid Android. A little neat jam session where they were playing the 7/8 section of the song. Bubba Diggs, it's a myth, like the missing lyric on Paranoid Android about killing children. Yeah, I remember getting into that in the Iceberg video. I couldn't find anything about the, because the line that people said was in some versions of the song was God loves his children, that's why he kills them. But, you know, I remember looking a lot for that video, and I couldn't find any proof of that. And of course, too, there's the,
I may be paranoid, but not an android.
text-to-speech little sample that you can hear in the song. Same text-to-speech used in Fitter Happier. It's Macintosh, like an old Macintosh text-to-speech named Fred.
I may be paranoid, but not an android.
This is pretty cool. This is the Gucci Little Piggy line from the second section of the song. Was inspired by Tom going to a bar, and here's what he had to say about it on one of the early versions of the Radiohead website. In a bar in Hollywood, the center of the Western universe, standing at the bar, social drinking, after doing the talk show bit. Do you want to know this? This is what we aspire to, is it? It is dark. There is a woman opposite me. Oh, is as sociably anorexic as her poodle. She looks desolate in her makeup and lost eyes. Next to her, her husband, boyfriend, is persuading a younger fleshed, half his age stewardess to come back to the hills to their mansion to sample his wine. She looks to him like he's a character in a Hammer House horror. One of our friends spills a glass of wine over a vacuum-packed Gucci outfit, complete with matching white handbag. The witch goes crazy. We think it is funny, until we see the evil in her eyes. M. Friend is asked to leave. The Gucci creature is the closest thing I have seen to the devil. The woman is possessed. I cannot sleep that night asking what we've got ourselves into. Voices talking like fax machines, hissing and spitting like demons. This is the master race, and now I'm part of it. Anyway, you didn't want to know that. Yeah. Nothing like being inspired by a drunken meltdown. That of course also inspired. I'm not gonna play it. In the last stream, whenever I was playing like the music videos and the Astoria concert footage, that blocked the whole video worldwide, and I had to trim those sections out. But in the Paranoid Android music video, the part in the bar where the guy spills his wine on Robin, I believe that part was inspired by Tom's little story here. And of course, Citizen Insane also has some excerpts from the website about the album Paranoid Android. Get busy with the shakers while I'm fast asleep. Could you stop the noise? I'm trying to get some rest. Another excerpt of the Rain Down organ solo. From Meeting People is Easy. Yeah, Slasher, unfortunately you missed Airbag. All I really said about that though was that it was awesome. And I fawned over the drums a little bit.
The wheels start turning again, and the industry starts moving again. This time bigger, more terrifying, and it just keeps going.
Vader Boy, they should have used Macintosh Fred more. The real 6th Radiohead member. Get out of here, Nigel Godrich. Yeah, I wanted to say that too, before we got into this. This was Radiohead's first self-produced album, along with Nigel Godrich. Yeah, so they had a lot more creative freedom with this album, and there was also no deadlines. The label didn't set any for them. So they had a lot of time to, refine these songs. And, I think that freedom is apparent when you listen to the album. Yeah, meeting people is not in fact easy. Yeah, it's quite the challenge for us introverted freaks. Following Paranoid Android, we got Subterranean, Homesick, Alien. A song that's essentially like a glorified Pink Floyd love letter. You can hear it too in the left channel. Johnny's playing with his Digitech whammy to get his guitar pitch really high. Gives it that really cool effect. Great lyrics in this song. I don't know how you can write a song about alien abduction and not make it awesome. Of course, it's got an awesome chorus too. Really trippy song. Great keyboard playing in this song too. You know, I've said it before earlier, like a little bit, but really, the production on this album's so fucking good. Like, so many little details to catch, you know, on very many repeated listens. You know, it's like you always hear something new whenever you listen to this album. Teaspoon, I like the super warbly effect on the keys. Yeah, it sounds really nice. AMX, weren't they inspired with Bitches Brew with the Rhodes keyboard or something? Yeah. Bitches Brew was a big influence for this album, along with Kid A and probably a lot of other Radiohead albums. That's a great album. The SM chip, it like eclipses Beatles' Revolver with the amount of atmospheric, kooky little sounds sprinkled everywhere. Yeah. You know, it's just insane how like layered it is. SFEXTI, Radiohead isn't my favorite band anymore at all, but I still love how re-listenable all their stuff is. Yeah, that's probably why they've remained my favorite band, you know. I think, you know, this might even be like 10 years now since I got into Radiohead, and you know, that whole span of time, I've never had anything else like overtake my favorite band spot. You know, I feel like at this point they'll be my favorite band forever. And you know, their production and how re-listenable their stuff is a big contributing factor to that. Teaspoon, they have such a diverse portfolio too. Yeah, you're always getting something different with each Radiohead album. I don't think they've ever really like repeated themselves. AMX, I'm way too addicted to them. I can't talk to women. Yeah, an unfortunate trade-off. DSM Chip, I always thought the I'd Be Alright line was strangely comforting. Yeah, I can hear that. It's got a nice feeling to it. Then going off of Citizen Insane, this song was written in March 1995 at the time that The Bends was released. Tom and Johnny premiered it in Santa Monica on KCRW's Morning Becomes Eclectic. Shortly afterwards, on April 4th, 1995. This is an early version of it.
Never been played before, and the working title is Subterranean, Homesick, Alien.
Garawa, each song is pretty different too. Yeah, just a really diverse band. Jeff the Builder, this song got robbed yesterday. Yeah, I mean, I did rank all of them. I don't think I rated Subterranean, Homesick, Alien too high. But, you know, at the end of the day, I still love all these songs.
The breath of the morning, I keep forgetting the smell of the warm summer air. I live in a town where you can't smell a thing.
Kid Amnesia, Subterranean, Homesick, Alien is very much a comfort song for me. My dad always played it on long road trips to my grandmother's nursing home. That sounds like a, you know, a really nice memory. It definitely does have that comfort song vibe to it. I kind of grew up in a small town, so I've always related to this song a lot.
For the folks back home, of all these weird creatures who lock up their spirits, drill holes in themselves and live for their sins.
Crystal, back in high school, Subterranean, Homesick, Alien meant a lot to me. Whether or not that was healthy was debatable. Yeah. It meant a lot to me too in high school. I think I turned out fine though. I mean, like, look at me, I'm a Radiohead YouTuber.
Show me on board their beautiful ship. Show me the world.
AMX, bro, how did their writing get so much better even when it was right after the Bends? They're just a band that never really conceded into you know, falling into trends that other bands have. They made sure to always reinvent themselves and break new grounds with their music. Kept things fresh. Probably a big reason why Radiohead's my favorite band. Not to say that there aren't other bands who do the same thing, but Radiohead's my favorite example of it. Slasher mini films, you gotta think a lot of the Pablo Honey songs were written years before it was recorded. So by the Benz and OK Computer, they were older. Yeah, Pablo Honey really is just like a on a Friday like greatest hits album, you know, in a way. And you know, during the Benz tour or the Pablo Honey tour, that's when they started really writing again, you know, for their future albums. Nice moaning from Tom in the outro here. Teaspoon, the way he's able to create really good swells into the chorus even on acoustic is actually pretty cool. Yeah, I mean this song translates really well into an acoustic version. Quite nice. You know, I could spend a lot of time digging through some of these interviews here, but I think it's good that we move on to the next song. Exit music for a film, written as exit music for the Romeo and Juliet film that was released around this time, and I'm sure you all know this one. We all know it's fucking amazing, so let's just get into it.
Wake from your sleep, the drying of your tears today.
Really somber song.
We escape, we escape. Pack and get dressed before your father hears us before.
Crystal, they call it exit music because when you put it on, it makes everyone leave the room. Yeah. Although I wouldn't call exit music scaring the host music. I think a lot of people like this song. It's probably, I think it's one of their most streamed songs on Spotify. Yeah, Durawa, I agree. And DSM Chip, the Mellotron choir in this part of the song sounds awesome. And they did a great job utilizing it again later on in Lucky, in the second verse for that song. I think it's a great sound. I have the music turned up a little bit too, so sorry if this is gets a little too loud.
such a chill, such a chill.
Buzz bass time. And then the Mellotron choir comes back for this part. Woo, lad. Woo. Great lyric to end things on, too. We hope that you choke.
That you choke.
What a fucking song. Like, holy shit, what a fucking song. Probably one of the most, you know, satisfying climaxes I've ever heard in a song. Like, I still remember my first time listening to this, like, 10 years ago and having my mind fucking blown by that fuzz bass. You know, it's just got such a great, gritty sound to it. And, yeah, really powerful. Tom's vocals are amazing in the outro. And, you know, Phil's drumming too, the drum fills. And just the way he drums in that final section. And of course, Johnny bringing back the, Mellotron choir. Gives it this really big, satisfying energy. I love how in some live performances, Johnny does some insane shit with his guitar during the second verse. You know, the way he's got his strings all bent up. I think later on in this video there's a better example of it.
A song to keep us warm. Such a chill, such a chill.
Really cool effect. Want to get to some things I saw in chat here, so give me a second to get into that. AMX, it's cool how they used a mix of vintage keyboards, Rhodes and Mellotron, but with cutting edge stuff at the same time. Makes it kind of timeless. Yeah, you know, really creative production on this album. You said it greatly, you know, it gives it a really timeless feel. Yeah, Johnny's a wizard. Greek Schmeek. You know, just the things Johnny does, you know, on stage is insane. Whacking the shit out of his guitars. Garawa, see you later, Pookie Art. See you later, Garawa. Thanks for stopping by. It was cool to have you here. Hope you enjoyed. But yeah, Vader Boy Johnny loves abusing his guitar. I love the I love how in some Street Spirit performances, or I think like all of them, he does he plays a synth for that song while playing his guitar. He's pressing the buttons on his keyboard with the headstock of his guitar, which I think is a total trip to see. But getting to some stuff that's on Citizen Insane here. I talked about this a little bit in the Iceberg video. Really early version of Exit Music was originally in a song called Poison, where you can also hear an early version of Life in a Glass House in it. So it starts off with the Exit Music sounding part.
Get away, I'm no good, I am poison, leave me be, leave me be. There will come a time you'll appreciate my rhyme. There, no tomorrow, no tomorrow. Roll around and I'll see it to you. Roll around, living in the glass house I desire. I know everything about you, dear. Living in a glass house.
Ah, shit. But yeah, that was that early version. SFEXTI. Funny how 2 of my top 10 favorite Radiohead songs came from the same demo. Yeah, I think it's really cool, especially when you compare how differently each song developed. You know, Exit Music, of course, got that really insane climax, the fuzzy bass, and Life in a Glass House, you know, it's like their most jazzy song. AMX, can you finally explain how they predicted 9/11? I went into it a little bit in the Kid A CD Secrets video on my channel, so I would refer to that if you want to know exactly what I was talking about in that segment. But yeah, Poison, cool early version of the song. I thought this was pretty funny on the website. It says, Exit Music for a film cannot be listened to more than once in a row, which made recording it easy or not. But what film? I've certainly listened to Exit Music more than once in a row. Maybe like 10 times in a row, or at least the climax section. And what film? Well, the Romeo and Juliet film. Alright, anyways. Lit Down. It's the song after, and Exit Music segues pretty seamlessly into it with the weird sounds they're playing. Gotta say, it's so cool how that guitar part that introduces in this song is in 5/4 and it repeats, but the rest of the song is in 4/4. It gives it a cool effect, kind of like Frame by Frame by King Crimson. love the vocals in this song. Not many Radiohead songs have double-tracked vocals, and they're utilized really well in this song. Gives it a very like airy, floating feeling to it. You know, it just glides over the mix. Kid Amnesia, it's really interesting how Radiohead has so many songs from 20 plus years back. Like True Love Waits has been around since OK Computer, I believe. Ben's actually, I think it was debuted in 94 or 95. But yeah, some other songs too. Motion Picture soundtrack was written the same day as Creep. You know, back in the On a Friday days, or when Tom was in college. Great lyrics here. Poison is cool. Thomas Yorkerson's vocals are so pretty in this song. Yeah, they're really nice. Greekschmeek, I love how the voices overlap and pass over each other during the last chorus. One day I'm gonna grow wings. Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite things about this song. You know, just that amalgamation of singing. You know, great little section here too. Nice reprieve and build up into the climax of this song. Slasher mini-films, you really can't overstate the importance of Ed's backing vocals on this track. Holy shit, bro. Just like, holy shit. I couldn't even say anything, you know. That part really does just leave you speechless. What a great fucking song. You know. Getting on to Citizen Insane here. Slasher mini films, you really can't overstate the importance of Ed's backing vocals on this track in the left channel. I don't think Ed sings in the studio version. Like, I'm pretty sure that's Tom. But Teaspoon, I really like how the vocals bounce from the left to right at that part. Yeah, it's a really cool effect. If you're wearing headphones, you know, it's kind of just like swirling around your head. DSM Chip, what an album, huh? Captain, we're only halfway done. Yeah. It's crazy. You know, this album. Just amazing song after amazing song. Going off of Citizen Insane, the earliest known live performance of Let Down, possibly the live debut, comes from a gig Tom and Johnny played on November 14th, 1995 at the Virgin Megastore in Paris, a hotspot for Radiohead fans. The taper unfortunately had to stop recording in the middle of this song, but it's a fascinating listen all the same, since the lyrics are still in an early stage. Tails the Evergreen, funny that we have Sonic dancing because the ending of Let Down reminds me of the soundscape of Sonic CD. Yeah, I guess that is pretty funny. I put that on during one of the Sonic CD streams I did and just, you know, I haven't removed it. I think it's a cool little thing to have.
Dance floor, disappointed person, clinging on to bottles, waiting to burn. Floor collapses, floating, bouncing back, excuse me, giving up on Let Down.
You know, he's just singing squashed like a bug in the ground over and over again. And you know, what's notable about the early versions of the song is because the lyrics are so different. Like Citizen Insane brings up here, the line "disappointed people" is different from the sentimental. Is sung as sentimental drivel in the early versions. I wanted to play too Tom's 4-track demo, which was in the OK Not OK cassette. You know, I've played it a couple of times on these streams so far, and I'm pretty obsessed with it. I think it sounds amazing. So I think it's worth listening through to this too, because, you know, it's a really nice version of the song. DSM Chip, I watched a vid where I think Tom played it solo acoustic like a month ago, and a girl in the crowd was screaming, crying the lyrics alongside him the whole time. You know, I don't really blame her. And I think what I like a lot about this version is it's the recording so much more like barren. Tom's double-tracked vocals stand out a lot more in it. I think they sound great. AMX, OK Computer is now as old as Tom when he wrote this. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff to think about. You know, I know the copyright ninjas are really gonna get my ass, but I just can't help it. This song really does, like, leave me speechless. You know, it doesn't have the same outro as like the studio version, but still, that version just as is just so fucking, you know, good. Really beautiful song. Definitely one of my top 10 Radiohead songs. DSM Chip, the harmonies sound even better here somehow. Good lord. Yeah, I think that's probably, you know, my favorite part of that demo. The vocal stacking just sounds amazing on it. But yeah, after Letdown leads into Karma Police. Probably the biggest single off of this album, and maybe one of Radiohead's biggest songs after Creep. And I said this before earlier, but the chord progression in this song is taken from Sexy Sadie by the Beatles. You know, the drumming's not super complex in this song, but I always thought that added to it. I really like how loud they're played. It sounds super awesome. And of course, great lyrics in this song too. AMX Letdown ends on a major and then Karma Police starts with a minor. Yeah, I think that's a really cool effect, you know, for the sequencing of this album. Greechmeek, I gotta go. Have a good one, Puka and chat. Very chill stream. Thank you, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I wanted to keep things pretty chill this stream, so happy to hear that you guys are getting that impression from it. But anyways, you have a good one, man. Hope you enjoyed it. And of course, I'm sure this is pretty well known, but the Karma Police phrase was like an inside joke of the band. Paraphrasing Citizen Insane, whenever they heard about someone behaving offensively, they'd say the Karma Police will catch up with them eventually. So they wrote this song. And of course, it's got a great music video too. You know, anything with cars getting caught on fire is of course going to be pretty cool. Probably why I'm a sucker for that High and Dry US music video. And what's going on, A-Money? Happy birthday, OK Computer. Yep, happy birthday, OK Computer. It's cool to see you in chat, man. BSM Chip, this part never fails to make me sob. Fuck, dude. Yeah, really great outro. I'm sure this is like a kind of like a, you know, I'm sure a lot of people have seen this image, but I really like this picture of the someone spray painting this phrase on like a bridge. I think it's a nice, you know, set of Radiohead lyrics to isolate and just kind of put somewhere. Yeah, AMX, or I'm sorry, SFEXTI. I love the digital sounding thing at the end there. It's so good. Yeah, really great way to bring the song to a close. I actually really like Joe Edelman's video about it. He has like a little short video.
We've all been
regarding
there
that.
before. You get yourself a fancy new delay pedal and you turn the feedback up.
Oh, sorry, I didn't have the right thing on. There we go.
We've all been there before. You get yourself a fancy new delay pedal and you turn the feedback up to maximum. You're greeted with a cacophony of self-oscillation. First you grab your ears, but then you grab the time control and steer the pitch up into the stratosphere or down into the dirt. This is essentially how Radiohead made the classic sound at the end of Karma Police. Armed with Nigel Godrich's fancy new AMS 1580 rack mount delay, the band ran bits of pre-recorded guitar into the machine, cranked the feedback, and then gradually slowed down the time control to create that massive wall of sound that slowly careens into an explosion, just as the car from the music video bursts into flames. The good news is that almost any delay that will self-oscillate should be able to get you into the territory of the sound. Thanks to the King of Gear, we know that Ed O'Brien has sometimes used the sweep echo mode of his Line 6 DL4 to recreate it on stage. We've all been there before.
Yeah, it's a cool effect. Slasher mini films, I'm looking for your comment here. I wanted to get to this, made sure I get to this, when I read it, we were listening to the song, but, Karma Police is always a killer live moment, especially when they end a main set or encore with it. Tom leading the crowd into singing the For a Minute There part. Yeah, when I saw Radiohead, you know, back in 2018, I had no idea about the, how they end the sets with the, crowd singing along to the For a Minute There part. And, I was pretty mind blown during that part. And, yeah. Really, crazy shit to, witness. But, yeah, everyone was singing it. Yeah, same thing with my concert. You know, like the whole crowd. You know, even everybody, like, you know, the back of the stadium and stuff. Vaderboy Putra, did they play Creep? They did not play Creep, unfortunately. But I think that was after the fact where they did start playing Creep again. I wanted to get into this here. A line similar to "This is what you get when you mess with us" can be seen at the bottom of this page of Radiohead.com from the OK Computer period. You know, some fun little Tom stream of consciousness to read along to. Food and sex don't go, wilting before my eyes. They will peck out your eyes, mathematics, aerodynamics. He blubbered under the bubbles of his overflowing mud bath. Now seems like a good time to ask for your hand. Just killing time before the inevitable. A lottery winner, the lifeline, a wee artery with a few veins. Hardly any capillaries, but the possibility of babies is blindfold referees. This is what you get when you fuck with me. Pretty funny variant of that line. I remember hearing like a Panic at the Disco cover of Karma Police. And when he sang that part, you know, he changed it to say fucking it, which I thought was I don't know, kind of hokey. But yeah. Following Karma Police, we got Fitter Happier.
Fitter, happier, more productive, comfortable, not drinking too much, regular exercise at the gym, 3 days a week, getting on better with your associate employee contemporaries, at ease, eating well, no more microwave dinners and saturated fats, a patient better driver, a safer car, baby smiling in backseat, sleeping well, no bad dreams. No
This is, of
paranoia,
course, that
turning
Macintosh
all
Fred
angles, never washing
we heard in
styles down
Paranoid
the
Android
drain.
earlier.
Keep in contact with old friends, enjoy a drink now and then. Will frequently check credit at Moral, Bank, Hole in Wall, Favors for Favors, fond but not in love. Charity standing orders, on Sundays reading Road Supermarket. No killing moths or putting boiling water on the ants. Car wash, also on Sundays. No longer afraid of the dark or midday shadows. Nothing so ridiculously teenage and desperate. Nothing so childish. At a better pace, slower and more calculated. No chance of escape. Now self-employed, concerned, but powerless. An empowered and informed member of society.
A lot of great weird
Pragmatism,
sounds
idealism,
in this
will not cry in
song.
public. Less chance of illness. Tires that grip in the wet. Shot of baby strapped in backseat. A good memory. Still cries at a good film. Still kisses with saliva. No longer empty and frantic. Like a cat. Tied to a stick. That's driven into frozen winter shit. The ability to laugh at weakness. Calm. Fitter. Healthier. And more productive. A pig. In a cage. On antibiotics.
Yeah, the real masterpiece on OK Computer. Let's be for real. Not much to say about this song. You know, other than that, it's creepy. There was a music video. I talked about this a little bit in that Lost Music Videos video. Made for Fitter Happier. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Oh, I have the wrong
Fitter,
thing pulled up.
happier, more productive, comfortable, not drinking too much, regular exercise at the gym, 3 days a week, getting on better with your associate employee contemporary.
They were originally gonna make a music video for each song off of OK Computer, and this was the one that was made for Fitter Happier. But the Karma Police and No Surprises music videos went a little over budget, so they had to scrap the whole thing. It's cool that this one got made and, you know, eventually released, if not through like even if not, you know, through like official means, but it's a cool thing to see. And just great like weird, you know, stream of consciousness writing in the song. You know, a really surreal, trippy song. SFEXTI, someday I'm gonna make a playlist of lo-fi beats and hide Fitter Happier in the middle somewhere. That'll be a nice like little Russian roulette thing. AMX, whenever I write goals for myself, I think of this song. Yeah, it's just for like reading through like a, you know, a list of shit. Kid Amnesia, I like that stream of consciousness writing they do. It's inspired my own writing to some degree. Yeah, I've always been pretty captivated by that stuff. Sometimes I like to try to emulate, like, Tom's, phrasing when he does that stuff, but, I don't know, I just can't pull it off as, like, naturally as Tom can, I think he does a great job at it, and I just love reading through it, and all the various, Radiohead Tom writing material that's out there. I'd like to do a stream one day of going through the old Radiohead websites and just kind of reading through all the shit that's in there. I feel like that would be pretty fun. But following Fitter Happier, we got Electioneering. Probably the most polarizing song on OK Computer. It was a song that was thrown on in the last minute, and people have varying takes on whether or not it fits the album. I certainly went through a period where I wasn't, super fond of it. I gave it my fair share of skips, but I feel like lately I've been kind of reappreciating it. I don't know. It's a really good song. I will say the song certainly does a good job at bringing back some energy, following Fitter Happier. It's got a really great chorus too. Great guitar playing too. It's definitely the most Benz-ish song on the album. Very politically motivated lyrics as well. Great outro segment too. This part's really cool, and then of course the guitar playing right after. Bubba Eggs, maybe Electioneering is actually the friends we made along the way. I agree with that. AMX, the solo is like Paranoid Android Part 2. Yeah. it's great to hear any more of this, these insane solos that Johnny can come up with during this time. Yeah, cool song. You know, not a lot it's showing me on the Citizen Insane page that I have to say about it. Really, the most you can say about this song is just, you know, the discourse on whether or not it fits on the album. You know, I was reading a lot of mixed things in chat. People who think it fits and people who don't. You know, for the longest time, I didn't think it fit, and, you know, I'm back in that period where I don't really skip this song anymore. I think it was a good call to put it on the album. You know, you can go through the B-sides and try to think about what could take its place. I think Pearly is also a song that does a good job at, you know, filling in for Electioneering. It's another song that brings in the energy of that track. Plus, it's a little bit shorter, so it doesn't, you know, take too long to get into, you know, climbing up the walls. But as it stands, I think Electioneering is a fine song. I'm pretty curious to ask you guys, though, if you had to replace Electioneering for a different song on the album, what you would pick. You know, just going from the B-sides. I know some people debated Lift for filling in that spot. We were talking about it a bit last stream, but if Lift was to make it onto the album, you know, it'd probably be a bit better between Exit Music, or between Letdown and Karma Police. Less so than putting it after Fitter Happier. Inaba Hair, Man of War, AMX, Palo Alto. You know, there's a lot of, you know, different various picks to choose from. You know, polyethylene's another one I considered. But yeah, you know, following Electioneering, we got Climbing Up the Walls. Great bass sound in this song. The you know, wowy sounding synth bass. Probably the darkest sounding song on OK Computer. You know, this or Exit Music. Vocals as well are, you know, sound really well. They have a nice distortion effect to them. DSM Chip, I adore the creepy vibe of this one, perfect soundtrack for Mental Anguish and AMX. This song is a real production lesson in making textures. Yeah, you know, all the things going on in this song sound great. Very layered. Yeah, SFEXTI, I love those metal drums so much. The drums have a great tone to it. I think that's what really ties this song together. Of course, the lyrics too are really creepy and fit the song very well. AMX, and it made the label executives uncomfortable, so that's a plus. Yeah, that is, you know, I think that's a good thing to strive to do, you know. You know, great chorus too, and it leads into a really phenomenal, you know, noisy climax to end things off with. Just a great climax. SFEXTI, I love the vocal distort. You know, something I really like about this song. It has that, Tom was singing the vocals through his guitar pickups, which gives it that super distorted sound. And there was an isolated version of that on the OK Not OK cassette. I'll try to fish that out real quick. And then you got some more, you know, weird noises and textures to end the song off with, as it leads into No Surprises. But in the meantime, I got this early performance from Citizen Insane. The band tried out the song prior to recording it when they toured in support for Alanis Morissette. The song had a slightly mellower feel to it, the first half almost sounding like an acoustic rendition, you know, with a lot of different lyrical differences. And this is possibly the live premiere since it's the earliest known performance.
Thank you very much, you're very kind. Okay, this one features the artist formerly known as Colin on bass synthesizer. But you don't care. But we do.
Your Cussy?
It keeps your toys in the basement. And if you get to
Really cool sounds in this version too.
you'll only see my reflection. I am a face when she sleeps tonight. I am the smell of a field. Do not cry out of me.
Yeah, Johnny's just doing all sorts of insane shit on this song. He's looked like he's wearing the wrist brace from injuring himself.
I'll be there. Open up your skull. I'll be there. Climb up the
You know, wanted to get into as well. I have the from the OK Not OK cassette, I have the vocal track for Tom using his acoustic guitar as a microphone, which gives the song the really distorted vocal effect. AMX, that McDonald's toy audio quality. Yeah, it's got some real crust to it. Real crusty sounding sound. I'm just waiting to hear the part where Tom starts screaming. Tectonic Improv, Radiohead Analog Horror. Yeah, it's definitely got that sound to it. Good to have you in chat, by the way, man. I'm sure we can all appreciate some vocals with some real crust to it, right guys? Sorry if I just hurt your guys' ears. But following Climbing Up the Walls, we got another one of the biggest hits from this album. No Surprises. Bubba Eggs, couldn't hear you. Could you turn it up, please? Yeah, I can do that again if you guys need me to. What a insane song to put after Climbing Up the Walls. Like, just completely different. Tectonic Improv, they played this one live. I was pretty jazzed. Everyone cheered at the bring down the government part, lol. Yeah, I remember everybody cheering when I saw them live too. I thought that was pretty funny. Vader Boy, okay, I'm gonna leave soon. My Wi-Fi sucks so bad. See you later, Vader Boy. It's good to have you in chat. Hope you enjoyed the stream. The SM chip, I remember accidentally filling up my room with carbon monoxide like Tom. My counselors babied me for the next month or so. Yeah, I'm sure it's a little tricky to explain that one. Vader Boy, I missed Puka reading my message because I'm lagging so bad. Hopefully you can catch it again in the VOD. I've tried to refrain from playing any visual material. At least like officially published visual material, so Hopefully this one doesn't get blocked like the, last stream. I'm not leaving yet, but only for 10 or 20 minutes. I gotcha. What a really pleasant song. I love the glockenspiel in it, and it has that really, sounds like a lullaby almost. Love the backing vocals singing "Get Me Out of Here." I think that's a really nice detail in this song. Kid Amnesia, I have to wake up at like 5 a.m. so I should probably get to bed here. Have a good night, man. It was good to have you in chat. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Bubba Dages, don't remember this album being this long. But I guess they wanted to give us a full movie experience. I mean, it's not super long. It's about 53 minutes. I think it's like... it's an album that definitely where time flies by whenever I listen to it, at least. I don't think it's either like too long or too short. It's like just right for me. I wanted to play this. This was an early version, early acoustic version, with completely different lyrics, and the working title of "No Surprises, Please."
This is no one's ever heard this before except the other guys in the band.
SFEXTI, I really want an official music box version of this song. Yeah, that would be really cool. If I was to get like any Radiohead music box, No Surprises would definitely be a good pick. Really like completely different lyrics for this. Tech. It's pretty par for the course as far as 90s rock albums go regarding length. I guess with the advent of CDs, bands were able to pack their albums with a bunch of songs and not be limited by the LP format. Yeah, there was definitely some artists that tried to, pack their CDs with as much music as they can, come in CDs after LPs to give people the best bang for their buck when they bought them. I know, in particular, a lot of hip-hop artists tried to do that during the 90s. I don't know if you can hear my cat in the background, but she's being pretty loud right now. Siamese Dream had that. I know Super Unknown by Soundgarden too was a pretty long album. A lot of Red Hot Chili Pepper stuff too. It's a really pleasant, early acoustic version for this song. I thought this was pretty funny. You know, the song certainly gives this impression to a lot of people, but Tom has maintained that it is not about suicide and that he was going for a Pet Sounds vibe. I mean, I understand how people get that impression, especially with like the carbon monoxide lyric, but you know, I think Radiohead refrains from typically trying to write songs that dark. Now we're on to the second to last song from OK Computer. Lucky, also the first song recorded for the album, made for the Help charity. It was like shortly after the Bends got released. And the band members like to state that that moment was like the start of the OK Computer era. Tech, I can totally hear Pet Sounds on that one. Yeah, me too. It has the spirit of that album. You know, for the longest time before I actually looked up the lyrics for this song, I thought he's saying, "I'm all alone" at the start. DSM Chip, it's crazy how Lucky was the earliest recorded one, yet feels like something recorded midway through completion. It's that good. Yeah. It's crazy to think that this came out like just right after the Bends. You know, it's such a drastic shift for their sound. And yeah, the wow 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 pedal is awesome in this song. You know, the envelope filters. I really like the defining sound to this album to me. This second verse is probably my favorite part. The return of the Mellotron choir from Exit Music plus the lyrics are just so cool. And of course this fantastic vocal performance from Tom. Tech, have you seen Meeting People is Easy? I have it on my shelf, but I still haven't gotten around to it. Yeah, I saw it once a few years ago. It's a really, you know, dark, you know, movie, I guess you can call it. You know, it really goes to show how, you know, chaotic the OK Computer Tour was. And this outro, it's probably my favorite part of the song. I don't know if I said that for the second verse. I don't know, the whole song's just amazing. Yeah. Really good song. Not much to say about it going off of Citizen Insane, but I thought this was pretty interesting. When they were recording OK Computer, you know, I don't believe at least that they're, you know, trying to do too many variants of the songs, or at least Tom's vocals. I was reading that they mainly stuck to his first takes. I thought this was interesting. After much debate, the band chose to include the track on OK Computer as they thought it was one of the best songs they had ever written, and it fits exactly where it is on the album. The band did try to remix the track for the third album, but found they couldn't improve on it. Therefore, the versions on Help and OK Computer are identical. And, you know, I guess what's interesting to me about that is that, like, I could not imagine that song not being on OK Computer. You know, it just fits the theme of the album so well. And it's a perfect segue into The Tourist. Welcome back, Slasher Minifilms. Tech, that delivery unironically gives me Muse vibes, talking about the it's gonna be a glorious day part. And yeah, I can definitely hear that. Very, you know, soaring vocals. Such a slow song in comparison to the rest of the songs on this album. Really drags out the end of the album, but I think it's awesome. Hey, what's up, Spatch? Spatch, I have a test in 20 minutes, so I can't hang out. Good luck on the rest of the stream. Thank you, man, and good luck on your test. Hopefully you nail it. It's really fun lyrics in this chorus. I love the usage of the word idiot. Makes it really fun. And AMX, yes, that is the same Mellotron, or Choir Mellotron. Great usage of it in this song. And all the lyrics in the second verse are awesome. And Abba here, any idea what the next vid is going to be about? It's going to be about the album Era Vulgaris by Queens of the Stone Age. It's going to be my first attempt at making a video dedicated to one single album, which is probably going to be the primary format for videos on my channel. You know, I want to start with non-Radiohead artists, so when I get to the Radiohead videos, you know, I kind of have it, how I want to make those videos kind of worked out. But my next Radiohead video is going to be the Kid Amnesia stuff. You know, I think it's a good callback in this part. The guitar tone is pretty much identical to the same tone that starts the album in Airbag. And, you know, the lyrics about, hey, idiot, slow down. You know, you could interpret that as like right before a car crash that leads into Airbag. So it's like the album kind of loops. Yeah, SFEXTI, this song is so good, but also How I Made My Millions would have been such a good outro. I don't know if it was you who was saying that earlier in chat or if it was someone else, but someone brought up having How I Made My Millions as like a hidden track for this album, which I thought would have been really cool. Tech, doesn't it literally loop? I don't think it's like a seamless loop, you know, not like isn't this where we came in like on the wall, but you know, you could put that to test real quick. Yeah, you know, it's pretty seamless. But yeah, easy way to listen to this album over and over again. SFEXTI, it's definitely a tonal loop. Wasn't really looking at the Citizen Insane page for this. Looks like it's just some talks about early versions, but overall, my thoughts on that song are that it's an amazing way to end OK Computer. Yeah, and that was OK Computer. Bubba Dags, thanks for the re-listen. Pika Puka, you're welcome. I hope you guys enjoyed that. You know, no matter how many times I re-listen to it, I never get sick of it, and I think it's gonna remain like my favorite album of all time for like forever. Just such a great fucking album, you know. Every song on it is a hit, and you know, it's almost like a greatest hits collection as an album. You know, the songs are that good in it. Amazing album. It's what Paranoid Android. It's what got me into Radiohead, so I'll always thank it for that. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that re-listen. I'm not gonna end things here. Thought it would be cool to get into the B-sides and the OK Not OK songs as well. I won't try too hard to you know, give off, you know, trivia about these songs, you know, reverting to Citizen Insane over and over again, but thought it'd be cool to just you know, have these on in the background, just listen to them and kind of chat with you guys. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that re-listen, and you know, hopefully you learned some cool things about the album if you didn't know much about it before. Tectonic Improv, I'm gonna bow out, Puka. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Thank you, man. Hope you enjoyed the stream. And I hope you have a good rest of your night. Trying to catch up on chat a little bit here. Slasher mini films, it's excellent and I love it dearly. Moon-Shaped Pool is still my all-time favorite. I like that as a pick for all-time favorite. You know, Moon-Shaped Pool is really good, and it's good to see some love for it. But yeah. Anyways, let's go throw on I Promise, the first single released for the OK Not OK re-release. And I'm actually gonna, you know, dip out for a second, and I'll be right back. Enjoy I Promise in the meantime. Piss has been flushed. DSM Chip, a kid showed up to my local record store I work at, and I showed him how vinyl works with a moon-shaped pool. That's a really good album, you know, to use as an example. I don't know if it's just my pressing at least that I got. I have the deluxe edition, and that's honestly one of my best sounding records. I don't know what it is about that album, if it's because it's like entirely like you know, like predominantly orchestrally produced, but it just sounds fucking great on vinyl. You know, great album. DSM Chip, present tense is like my favorite on the album for me. I love the way he says, "As my world comes crashing down," he makes it sound so effortless. Yeah. Present tense is an incredible song. Slasher mini films, the special edition sounds great. The white vinyl version is a little noisy. That's actually a cool thing to know. I wanted the white vinyl version so badly because I thought it just looked so cool and it fits the album art a lot. But it's a little unfortunate to know that it's got, you know, it wasn't pressed the greatest. SFVXTI, I love Identikit and Cuddle Hole so much. Yeah, me too. Identikit honestly might be my favorite song off of Moon-Shaped Pool. And Cuddle Hole too. You know, some people like to speculate that A Moon-Shaped Pool might be Radiohead's last album. I don't think that'll be the case, you know. I just don't think they're as interested in pumping out as many albums. I think when they do, you know, they want to make sure it's good. But like hypothetically, if they were to call it quits there, I really hope that they at least release a studio version of Cuddle Hole, because that's like my favorite unreleased Radiohead song. Slasher mini films. The blue vinyl OK Not OK and the red vinyl Kid Amnesia pressing sounded better. That's good to know. I ended up picking up the Kid Amnesia red vinyl pressing, and I haven't actually listened to it yet, but I heard kind of like mixed things about it. But it's good to know that it sounds pretty good. I think, you know, Kid Amnesia, you know, just the standard version is such a good bang for your buck deal, you know, getting 3 records for $50. Even if you only care about Amnesiac and Kid A, you know, getting both albums for $25 each. Judging by at least when they came out, I don't know if they've shot up in prices since then. And of course we got Man of War playing right now. Amazing fucking song. Radiohead's James Bond theme, you know, unfortunately didn't make it onto Spectre, but, you know, it's just a fucking cool song. Debatably my favorite of the OK Not OK, you know, released tracks, you know, between this and Lift. It's really hard to pick a favorite between those two though. Slasher mini films, yes, but Kid A and Amnesiac are crammed to 1 record each. You know, depending on how good they sound. Let me turn this down a little bit. I don't know if the music's too loud. In a way, I kind of prefer that. You brought up the capital 10-inch versions of Kid A and Amnesiac, and I like the concept of those, but you know, I've never really been fond of only getting like 10 minutes, like 10-15 minutes or so of listening time before I had to get up again and switch the disc. Especially because I try to make this a joke in my next video, but you know, whenever I sit down and listen to a record, I'm immediately like, my cats sit on me. So, you know, when I have to skip the record, I have to get up and get them off of me and, you know, flip it and sit back down. And they sit back on me again. And I get so comfortable, it's like I don't want to get up again. You have to weigh convenience over sound quality. Yeah, you definitely have to do one sort of trade-off. At the end of the day, I would definitely prefer better sound quality. But I won't complain too much about convenience either, as long as it doesn't sound too bad. SFEXTI, the benefits of liking King of Limbs is that everyone else hates it, so all the merch for that album is really cheap. Yeah, that's definitely a benefit. I've wanted to pick up the special edition for King of Limbs for a long time now. And I remember Tech was showing me in a different stream that you could pick some of them up for as low as like $90, which would be really cool to get. Bubba Daggerseed did not mislift. It's playing right now. Cool, yeah. There it is. Yeah, Lift. You know, if this song was on an OK Computer, the album was already fucking huge, but this song would have been really huge. You know, it would have easily overtaken Creep, I think, as their most popular song. You know, they didn't throw it on because they didn't want all that extra attention and stress when they're touring, but you know, they got it anyways. Slasher Minifilms. Radiohead actually had extra copies of the King of Limbs special edition in the Waste Shop a few months ago for $40. Damn. I'm bummed out I missed out on that. I would have really liked to pick that up. Fortunately, I got the OK Not OK restock they did recently, so I'm not complaining too much. I was just like debating too, you know, right before that if I should pick up, you know, a used pressing on Discogs, and it showed up at a perfect time for me. I like got on it as soon as I saw it. Crystal, I prefer the mini disc version of this song. Me too. I honestly don't know why they picked this version for OK Not OK. I don't know, it sounds a little flat compared to the mini disc version. And you also don't get that awesome ice cream truck solo at the start of it. SFEXTI didn't want the extra attention, the paranoid android in question. Yeah, you know, it's kind of funny. They released that song to kind of almost to make a statement, you know, releasing a 6.5, you know, deranged song for the first single. A load of guff. How are you streaming the album without getting copyrighted? I am getting copyrighted. You know, hopefully the stream isn't getting blocked in certain places, but I'm not going to be making any money off of these streams, unfortunately. So, you know, that's a bummer, but, you know, it's a trade-off. You know, if I want to talk about music, this is just what I have to, you know, accept. SFEXTI, Puka Pika broke because copyright, RIP. Bubba Dave's poor Kapika. Yeah, unfortunately. Not to Airbag, but if you guys do want to support this channel, you know, financially, unfortunately the only means of doing that at the moment is through, you know, like super chats, or, I have like a channel tier. But, you know, I'm not expecting that or anything. Yeah, Bubba Eggs, can we replay this song? This song is so fucking good. In fact, you know what? I was just gonna replay that version, but let's go ahead and pull up the mini disc version of the song. The definitive version of the song, I think. Love that ice cream truck solo. A load of guff. My biggest worry about wanting to make music content is that I don't want things to get blocked. I don't really care about monetization. It depends on the artist. You know, thankfully, Radiohead, at least playing their music, doesn't get your videos blocked in like certain territories or worldwide. If you do show like their you know, visual stuff though, like last stream I was playing some stuff from the Astoria concert, I think the Daydreaming music video, and those two snippets got the whole stream blocked worldwide, so I had to trim those segments out. You know, pretty frustrating stuff to deal with because it's obviously like transformative content. Like, I'm not just trying to stream these songs and, you know, rip off the artist. You know, I'm trying to insert commentary and other things to say about it and like sell these songs to other people. But that's just how it goes with copyright. Fortunately, not a lot I can do to change that, but I'll try my best to put up with it. Slasher mini films. This is what Coldplay really wanted to do with Parachutes and earlier. Yeah, this song's definitely, yeah, Bubba Dave said it too. Yellow and SFEXTI. Yellow is definitely the Coldplay version of Lift, and judging by how huge that song is, you know, it's not hard to imagine that Lift would have gotten just as big. Bubba Daves, I don't know which one I prefer. They both sound super good in their own rights. I think I like this one a bit more. I think I like the guitar tone in it. It's a bit grittier. You know, like right there. Sounds great. Slasher mini films. Oh, if this came out, there'd be no Yellow. Yeah, this song would have definitely rendered that song, you know, useless. Not to say like Yellow's a straight rip-off of this song, but you know. DSM chip, the strings on this sound much better. Sounds a lot fuller overall too. Yeah, the OK Not OK version, I don't know, that one sounds a little like empty to me. I remember when it came out I was a little disappointed with it because I was comparing it to the Live at Pink Pop performance. I think that Pink Pop performance is still really good. I just love that little synthesizer. You know, you can hear it in the right channel right now, especially during the choruses. It sounds phenomenal. Squirt. But yeah, carrying on with OK Not OK. We're going into the B-sides now. Starting off with Lull. Or LOL, laughing out loud. LOLs in chat, everybody. Let's get some lulls in chat. Vader Boy, Radiohead was my favorite band of all time for a year, and I don't have a Radiohead shirt. They're hard to find. Yeah, I mean, you're really only gonna find them in, like, you know, the Waste websites, or like some secondhand, or not secondhand, but bootleg stuff. I don't think I've ever seen like Radiohead merch in person. Nice glockenspiel in this song. Bubba Dave's Holy Visualizer. I hope some of these visualizers aren't too, like, busy, or, you know, like, seizure-inducing. I think they look cool, but sometimes I worry that they're, like, really noisy visually. DSM Chip. I pull up to the gym in my Kid AT. Banger for real. You know, it's kind of funny. I used to have like a bootleg Kid A t-shirt with just like the Kid A. It's like a black shirt with the Kid A album art on it. And my friends used to laugh at it because whenever I'd be in a mirror, or like be in front of a mirror, you know, it just says a dick on it. So it kind of became like a jokey shirt. Yeah, Bubba Dave's loading screen song. DSM Chip, this song is such a good song to feel numb on a bus ride to. Yeah, I definitely hear that. It kind of sounds like a lot of like, you know, trip hoppy stuff around this time. Like especially like the Daisy, like Dazed Out, Shoe Daisy stuff. I don't know, this song kind of reminds me of Bowery Electric. Particularly their album Beat. Maybe some like, you know, DJ Shadow stuff. Crystal, OK Computer B-sides are probably my favorite Radiohead B-sides. Yeah, they're pretty good. In terms of favorite though, I'm always gonna default to the Amnesiac stuff. I mean, I swear you could have made Amnesiac a double album with those songs. Yes, SFEX Ti, Kinetic especially. That might even be my favorite, you know, Amnesiac B-side. Also, Fast Track is kind of annoying, but it's low-key hypnotic for a while. After a while, yeah, I get that. You know, it's the vocals are just repeating like the same word over and over again, but I kind of appreciate the song a lot for that. It's kind of like goofy. Melatonin. This song really does sound like, you know, melatonin. AMX, what's with the synth on these B-sides? You know, this was like the start of Radiohead really experimenting with electronics, so, you know, some of the stuff kind of comes off as like a little rudimentary, but I think they still sound fine for what they are. Yeah. Swedish Fish are pretty goated candy. Amex, it kind of sounds like the Beatles' Good Night from the White Album. Yeah, you know what, I can kind of hear that. It's funny, that works as like another parallel, you know, between OK Computer and the White Album. I mean, obviously, besides that, you got, you know, Sexy Sadie being Karma Police, and then Radiohead taking influence from Happiness is a Worm Gun, having like a multi-sweet song. Here we got a reminder. I really like this song. It has a great atmosphere to it. Obviously, all the you know, like Subway samples. You know, it's got like very moody instrumentals, like you know, down tempo stuff. And I think the lyrics are really cool too. It's got a super cool gimmick to it. Vader boy, I gotta go though. See you later, man. It was thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Bye bye, good night. Enjoy Pearly, please. We will definitely enjoy Pearly, and maybe inevitably end up talking about Muse when it plays. VVS, Puka Pika, are you on Rate Your Music? I am. I use Rate Your Music a lot, but I don't currently have a public account. I mainly just use the website for like cataloging and stuff, and leaving really cringy comments in the comment boxes. I did make like a Puka Pika account on Rate Your Music, but I never use it. I think like the only thing I did on it was like go on King of Limbs and rate Barrel 5 stars. SFBX Ti, the Pyramid Song EP should have been its own album. The style of that EP is just so strong. I love it. Yeah, I'm really bummed out that they didn't end up like re-releasing the B-sides for the Kid Amnesia stuff. Like besides that little like cassette tape they did, that $90 cassette tape that didn't even have all the B-sides on it. No, as cool as the Kid Amnesiac disc is, you know, I almost would have preferred to have like a vinyl pressing of all the B-sides. And at the very least for the deluxe edition, I feel like they should have included, you know, an extra disc with all the B-sides, but you know. Things don't always work out how you want and shit. VVS, damn, your only rating is King of Limbs. 3 stars. Yeah. 3 stars is still good to me. I should clarify. I don't hate King of Limbs. I try to be objective and stuff with my ratings, but you know. Keyword try to. I don't think I particularly excel at that. It's all opinions at the end of the day. SFEXTI. My only rating on Rate Your Music is just giving Spirit They Vanished by Animal Collective 5 stars. That's a really fucking good album. Chocolate Girl in particular might honestly be like one of my favorite songs of all time. The outro of that song is so fucking good. Like, I just can't help but feel like when they wrote that, they felt so fucking good. Yeah, Polyethylene. One of my favorite OK Computer B-sides. I fucking love this song. I turned it up a little bit. I'm sorry again if I accidentally, you know, hurt anybody's ears. DSM Chip. I rate too many things 9 out of 10 on Rate Your Music. I think I might like music chat. Honestly, I can relate to that. I try to be pretty positive with my ratings. You know, at this point I don't even think too hard about my ratings. You know, nowadays. When I rate the music, I usually just give it an 8 and call it a day. You know, that's to me my signifier of I listened to this album and I had a good time with it. SFBXTI, so many Anko fans. I didn't expect Radiohead fans to be so cultured. I feel like there's a lot of overlap between like Animal Collective fans and Radiohead fans. You know, at least going off of like you know, they're both pretty like big mutecore artists. Blood, Polyethylene should have made the album. Bubba Eggs, I'd love this to replace Electioneering. SFPXTI, Happy Song should have replaced Electioneering. You know, honestly, I agree with you guys. Especially, too, with the start, that little growl sample. I think that would be a nice thing to put after, you know, the robot vocals, the text-to-speech vocals in Fitter Happier. Great usage of 9/8 in this song too. I'm not the most like educated person music theory wise, but I like to look out for I like to count time signatures, so you know, sometimes that's like the most complex thing I have to say about music. I think time signatures are a lot of fun. SFEXTI. Wait, this song is in 9/8. I never noticed that. Yeah, that little segment over there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Really seamless usage of it. And then the verses too. I can't exactly like count that too easily. It's something really weird. You know, when Tom's singing. SFEXTI, I think the In Rainbow's comment section just stains Radiohead fans' reputation. I think that can be said for a lot of Rate Your Music comment sections. Here we go, guys. The Muse song. You know, I just want to say real quick too, even before we get into this, even just the start of that part, you know, sounds just like Plug-in Baby. You know, the guitar feedback. You know, I'm not trying to say that Muse is rape. I didn't mean to say that word. I meant to say, I don't think that Muse is ripping off of Radiohead's guitar feedback. I think that's a little, you know, overreaching a little bit. But I think it's funny how similar it is. But yeah. Anyways, Pearly, guys, really cool song. Vanilla milkshakes from Hard Rock Cafes. That's where she got her sweet tooth for white boys. I called it. I knew the second we got to this song, it was just going to be all Muse discussion. Not to say that's on you guys, that's totally on me. I can't help it. I don't know, I have a really weird relationship with Muse. DSM Chip, honestly, I like Muse's crunchier guitars. It's kind of like what my crush is going for. Yeah, that is one thing I like about Muse a lot. They strive for like a really like fuzzy, crunchy, like, you know, Big Muff Rat sounding guitars. And as someone who listens to a lot of stoner rock, you know, just my love for big fuzzy guitars, you know, I think it's cool that they kind of have that sound. SFEXTI, also, like, I've never cared a ton about Muse, but that album cover is so good. Yeah, I looked through some of the other art and Origin of Symmetry. I wasn't as big of a fan of it, but that album cover, you know, it looks really good. And I don't think Muse has had an album cover as good since then. DSM Chip, Muse comparison aside, holy fuck, Pearly is like so raw, especially with the harmonies with the lower octave behind the main one. Yeah, I do believe this is a song where Ed actually does sing on in the studio. At least I don't think that's Tom. I'll play it back a little bit. Well, no, that sounds like Tom. But yeah, such a nice sounding song. No, I feel like they seldomly utilize Ed in like the studio songs. I can't, off the top of my head at least, like really think of a whole lot that he's in. You know, even the ones where you think it might be him, if you listen a bit closer, it just sounds like Tom. You know, obviously he's used a lot in like the live songs, but you know, studio, it's things get a bit trickier. Yeah, Crystal Weird Fishes. Does the classic singing his own name thing. SFEXTI, Ed is literally my favorite Radiohead member. Let my boy sing a bit more. AMX, Ed should get a song if there is a new album. I agree. You know, I think Ed's a good singer. It'd be cool if he had like a Radiohead song with lead vocals. You know, I was listening through. I didn't listen to like Ed's solo album for the longest time, and in like one of these earlier streams, I was playing through it, and I ended up liking it a lot more than I thought I would. Really nice sounding album, and Ed's voice is really good. You know. Can we get W Ed in the chat? Just thinking about Ed right now, and he's such a great guy, you know. I just want some W Eds in the chat. Yeah. Before we get into Palo Alto, it's really hard to say between that or like Pearly. If there was a song to replace Electioneering, which one I would pick between those two. I think they do a good job of doing the same thing Electioneering's going for, with having like an upbeat song to you know, bring back some energy after Fitter Happier. But Electioneering does a good enough job too. You know, I'm not complaining about it being on the album. Oh, yep.